north to south, coast to coast. This is the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. I'm the Wells behind the Wells Report. And what I want to do is I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that are going on here. I was just discussing the chaos in Washington, D.C., and I was just discussing how learned Yaleys, these journalists, these anti-American thug journalists that populate the corrupt mainstream media. Excuse me. I was just discussing how one of them said Washington is broken, and Donald Trump broke it. No, Donald Trump exposed how badly broken it was. Just like he's been exposing how badly broken the American media is, how badly broken the Republican Party is, how badly broken the Democrat Party is, how badly broken the absolute essential humility required for high public service in the United States of America is. That is badly broken. This president has exposed all of it. Just like the American people wanted him to. Rashida Tlaib, one of the Fab Four, one of the squad, is blaming House Speaker Nancy Pelosi for death threats directed at her group of minority congresswomen. The fact of the knowledge is, what is that term that she's trying to come up with there? The fact of the matter is that what she means? I realize my language is a little sketchy. Perhaps I'm simply too old to reflect the new ignorance. That made me laugh. Let's be serious. Okay, I can't do it. Democrat Representative Rashida Tlaib blames House Speaker Nancy Pelosi for death threats directed at a group of minority congresswomen. The fact of the knowledge is, and I've done racial justice work in our country for a long time, acknowledge the fact that we are women of color. So when you do single us out, beware of that and what you're doing, especially because some of us are getting death threats. Because some of us are being singled out in many ways because of our backgrounds, because of our experiences, and so forth, said the Michigan lawmaker. Here, I happen to speak baloney-filled gobbledygookian Democrat. Let me try to translate for you. The fact of the matter is, I've done racial justice work in our country for a long time because there's a lot of money in race baiting. You've got to acknowledge that we are women of color. Because if you just think we're women, then people would tell us to sit down and shut up. But because we're women of color, you can't. So when you single us out, be aware that we're women of color. We're a cut above. We're much more important than just being women. And you better pay attention to what you're doing. Because if you don't, we will say, nee! I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. Especially because some of us are getting death threats because some of us are being singled out in many ways because of our backgrounds, because of our experiences, and so forth. No, you're getting death threats because you're flaming jerks. That's why. By the way, everybody's getting death threats. I've gotten death threats. You've gotten death threats. All God's children get death threats. The only person I know that doesn't get death threats is Ernie Brown. You know why? Because he's such an amazingly wonderful human being. One of my dear friends in broadcasting. Gosh, I miss him. Miss him a lot. Pelosi said earlier this month a group of congresswomen known as the Squad had little influence in the House after they voted against a border funding bill. AOC said of Pelosi's comments singling out newly elected women of color was outright disrespectful, as opposed to the garbage that we spew against America every day, as if that's not disrespectful. President Trump weighed in and said, hey, if you guys hate the country so much, how about you just leave? Oh, that's racist. And that's why Kamala Harris said, well, the president should leave, because she's a bigot too. A week ago, Nancy Pelosi was a bigot. Now President Trump is a bigot. Now Kamala Harris is a bigot. Bigot, 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 bigot. This is stupid. The reason that this entire nation is in chaos is because people are making jerks out of themselves. The people in the political street, the people in the mainstream media street. Every time they turn around, the President of the United States is standing there laughing at them, waiting for them to realize that he's running circles around them. They don't like it. They don't like the people that saddled these otherwise incredibly brilliant people. We're educated at the finest schools because, well, our parents were educated at the finest schools because, well, our grandparents were educated at the finest schools and our great-grandparents were educated at the finest schools. We are the ruling elite. Yeah. And this guy is nothing more than a Manhattan real estate agent. He's a nothing from nobody. Well, he's got $1 billion or 2 or 3 or 4 or 10. But that doesn't mean anything. You've got to be a jerk like me to be able to make real headway in the United States of America. Oh, boy. Grover, do you drive a truck? You just said 2 air horn blasts to you, JD. Beep, beep. Wow. With 3 days of attacks on 4 liberal minority first-term congresswomen, President Trump and the Republicans have set the clearest signal yet. Their approach to 2020 will be a racially divisive reprise of the strategy that helped Mr. Trump narrowly capture the White House in 2016. No, it won't. It may be characterized as a racially divisive reprise. It may be because you're the New York Times, you're Jeremy Peters, Annie Carney, and Maggie Haberman. It may be characterized that way because nobody's fired you yet. When you get this wrong, sooner or later, people are going to realize these people are idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. They should go play squash. It's the kind of fight the president relishes. He's told aides, in fact, he's pleased with Democrat reaction to the attacks, boasting that he is marrying the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the Democrat Party to the 4 women congressmen known as the Squad. Yeah, he is. He is inextricably connecting them, in fact. And oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, how's the president's approval rating doing? It's improving nicely, thank you. What? Oh, yeah. You didn't read? Yeah, the president's approval rating is going through the ceiling. Why? Because he exposed the ridiculous, broken idiocy of the Democrat Party and politicians in general in Washington, D.C. That's why. Because the people of the United States, they know he's not a racist. The only people that don't know that he's not a racist are people that are either so far gone and believe everything that's on CNN every single day, or they're people who are on CNN every single day as part of their professional lives. The people of the United States know exactly who this president is. He's the president of the United States. And every time people who just believe that he's illegitimate or doesn't believe that, or they just say that he's just a vulgarian. I've said he's a vulgarian because he is. But he's still the president of the United States. There are a lot of people that say, I don't like him, so I'm going to impeach him. Okay, go right ahead. Every time you speak, just like I've been saying for the past several days, he gets more votes, Democrats lose more votes, and his approval rating goes higher because you are picking on a guy that the people of the United States want. He has not blown it with the American people yet. I'm not saying it's not something he's capable of. Oh, believe me, Donald Trump can blow it. Is he going to find a way to do it? I don't know. I don't have any idea. But I can see through this stuff. You can see through this stuff. Everybody can see through this stuff except for the mainstream media and mouthy Democrats. Charlie Sykes is a conservative writer who's critical of Mr. Trump. He's framing the election as a clash of civilizations. They're coming for you. They hate you. They despise America. They're not you. Do you know why the president is saying that, Mr. Sykes? It's because these anti-American progressive leftists are coming for us. They do hate us. They despise America. And no, they are not us. They're wannabe despots. They want the United States as a socialist country so they can be a part of the Politburo. That's why, Mr. Sykes, I'm a conservative writer who's critical of Mr. Trump. That's because you're not a conservative writer. If you look at the Electoral College map, oh, this is always good. If you look at the Electoral College map, the places that will play are the places that Donald Trump needs to win the election. Right. Why is it that the president is going to speak with people in the places that will play that he needs to win the election? It's because the people who live in the places where Donald Trump resonates are places where Americans live, instead of leftist progressive people who are coming for us, hate us, despise America, and are not us. I'm telling you, Charlie, you are absolutely, completely missing the whole thing. You know why? Because your brain is clogged up with stuff that you think is truth. It's not truth. None of these people that are spewing like this have any idea that the people of the United States don't have any idea what they're talking about. Is it because they're stupid? No. It's because these people have wrapped themselves around the axle of self-importance, ego, hubris. They've wrapped themselves around the fact that they know better than everybody else. And if you don't believe me, ask them. Hey, John David Wells on the Wells Report. He said that you guys are wrapped around the axle of hubris, arrogance, and you just happen to believe that you know better than, say, for example, he does. Do you agree? Well, absolutely. The man is a moron. He's an idiot. He has no idea what he's doing. He's just a right-wing talk show spew blowhard. Oh, yeah, like I said, they honestly believe they're smarter than everybody else. Why? Because they're jackasses, that's why. The American people understand that Donald Trump can be a jackass. He actually is. But he's also an American. He's not a leftist progressive. He's not a Democrat. He's not a Republican. He's an American. You know, like them. This is the Wells Report.
There's no question you need omega-3s. But which form should you take? Fish oil or krill oil? Scientists have debated this for years. Luckily, there's a new solution to satisfy everyone. It's called Krill Omega 50 Plus. It combines ultra-pure fish oil and joint-soothing krill oil together in just one tiny pill. It's so powerful, it can promote the health of your heart and your arteries. And if that wasn't enough, it can also boost your joint comfort in just days. We're so sure Krill Omega 50 Plus will work for you. We'll even send you a free bottle to put to the test. The debate is over. It's not fish oil or krill oil. It's both. And now it's free. Just pay $4.95 for shipping and claim your free bottle. Call now. 1-800-399-6392. 1-800-399-6392. That's 1-800-399-6392.
Balance of nature. Changing the world, one life at a time.
When I wasn't taking it and I was waiting for my operation, I was feeling very tired. No, I'm driving like 11, 12 hours a day. I told you I manage 15 gas stations. And I have so much energy. I even gave some of my pills for my son, and he said, Dad, this is good. So I like it. I'm healing so fast. It's like amazing. My family is so surprised because my wound like closing up and doing so good. So that is working now that I'm start taking my those fruits and vegetables.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. For a limited time, you can receive a 30% discount and free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code USA.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-985-1813 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The Number One Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-985-1813 now. Again, that's 800-985-1813. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Hi, this is Wayne Allen Root. Are you among the millions of Americans who feel uncertain when it comes to their health care? I'm happy to inform you there's a solution, and that solution is Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of like-minded people who work together to pay for their medical costs. There are no networks, so you decide your doctor and hospital. Liberty Health Share allows you to easily decide how, when, and where you will access health care. Because our rights come from God, not government. It could be the best practical, moral, and economical choice for you and your family. It was for me. I joined. I'm a member. My children are members. Starting at $107 a month for a single, up to $449 a month for a family. That's mom, dad, and all the kids for $449 per month. That's my cost, and I'm loving it. This is the way healthcare should be. For more information, call 855-58-LIBERTY. That's 855-58-LIBERTY. Or visit lightyourliberty.com. That's lightyourliberty.com. And regain control of your healthcare costs. Together, we're changing healthcare for good.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. It was a while back, and Nancy Pelosi was the author of it, and she is somebody who is unique in her capability of speaking to the American people.
But since you brought up the subject of immigration again, it reminds me that, and as I was talking about the religious groups and how they're concerned about feeding the hungry and the Gospel of Matthew and the rest, 41 million people in our country are food insecure. We believe, some of us who are attracted to the political arena, to government and public service, that we're all God's children. There's a spark of divinity in every person on earth, and that we all have to recognize that as we respect the dignity and worth of every person.
There's divinity in every person. We have to respect that.
And as we recognize our responsibilities with that spark of divinity within us. And so when the President of the United States says about undocumented immigrants, these aren't people, these are animals, you have to wonder, does he not believe in the spark of divinity, the dignity and worth of every person?
What Nancy Pelosi forgot there was the president was referring to the members of a group called MS-13. Nearly all the members and associates of an MS-13 gang have been charged in a medieval-style slaying of 7 people in California. Every single one of them were in the country illegally. The U.S. Attorney's Office in L.A. charged 22 people linked to a subset of MS-13 known as the Fulton Clique, members of which are suspected in nearly 200 crimes in several states over 9 years. All of them members of MS-13, all of them illegal aliens. We have now taken off the streets nearly 24 people associated with the most violent arm of MS-13 in Los Angeles, said U.S. Attorney Nick Hanna. Of the 22 defendants, 19 entered the country illegally in the past 3 or 4 years. Federal prosecutors allege the suspects operated in the San Fernando Valley, an area recently absorbed an influx of young immigrants from Central America. Under the influence of these young gangsters, younger associates wanted to become members of MS-13, were required to kill an MS-13 rival or someone perceived to be adverse to MS-13 to be initiated into MS-13. That's that spark of divinity that the speaker was talking about. In Los Angeles, the clique added new members through an initiation ritual known as jumping in, during which several existing MS-13 members beat up a prospective MS-13 member for 13 seconds, while the shot caller counted for 13 seconds. Beginning in 2017 in L.A., MS-13 members who identified with 503 had been required to murder a rival or other enemy of the group, just to be a member of the group. The brutality involved in some of the alleged killings was also disclosed. 4 of the killings took place in the Angeles National Forest. The slayings were carried out using machetes, bats, and knives. In one case, a member of a rival gang who was believed to have defaced MS-13 graffiti actually painted over MS-13 graffiti. That's what the guy did. Was targeted. He was killed with machetes, knives, and bats, and his heart was cut from his body. After which he was thrown over a cliff. That's the spark of divinity that Nancy Pelosi was criticizing the president about when it came to these animals known as MS-13. Perhaps I'm a little snippy about it because MS-13 threatened my life and the life of my family as well. You're listening to the Wells Report on the USA Radio Network.
It is a horrible scenario, but it happens. Dennis writes about his wife. She was diagnosed with leukemia. In fact, she's a 2-time survivor. And in the midst of all that, they ran up over $1 million in medical bills. Thankfully, they're Medi-Share members. And Dennis says they are so thankful for that, how others came together to meet their needs. And that's how so many Medi-Share members feel. This is not health insurance. It's different. You don't have to pay for things you don't believe in. And like Dennis found out, it just works. So if you join Medi-Share, not only do you save a lot of money, the typical family saves about $500 a month, but you know where your money's going each month. You're helping people, and if the time should come, they'll be helping and even praying for you. So yes, it's different, and as more than 400,000 people now know when it comes to healthcare costs, different is beautiful. Find out more. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.